So you went to Oxford to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you in the hospital?
6 weeks.
Okay, of course, after that you were back on the trail. I guess the next one was over Lorraine.
But it took a long time for all that skin came off those fingers. They're just as tender as they can be. Real tender. I have trouble with them now. Real cold, frosty morning. But snowy days, they don't seem to bother too much. But now, the frosty cold mornings, they really put real tingle in.
I've already asked you to describe German fighter tactics. Anything you want to add to that?
No, but they were just real good, very aggressive.
Where did you describe? No, I got that later. What about rockets? Did you ever experience any rocket attacks? That came later, I guess.
Yeah, I never did see the rocket.
But you did experience the aerial bombs, the 88s, and the fighters coming in on you.
Yeah, they'd always attack at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
Now that means straight overhead.
Yeah, right straight in.
And then right in toward the nose.
Right toward the nose, and a little bit high. They come up out of the sun. If there's sun is out, they get in that sun. You couldn't see them. They come out of that sun right down.
Could you see the, for example, I know I've heard that they would pass you. Could you see them pass you to get ahead of you?
Yeah. They wave at you.
Really?
Yes, sir. Salute you and wave at you.
How did you feel toward those pilots, those fighter pilots?
I'd like to have met some of them and talk to them.
It wasn't a personal thing at all, was it?
No.
Of course, it couldn't be. You didn't know them.
Didn't know them, and we just know that they sure knew what they were doing up there. They could sure fly that airplane. But the main reason they fly head-on attack, you see, this top turret here, if it was down straight and level along here, you couldn't fire because we had a little thing in this mechanism up there. It would cut out the turret. The guns wouldn't fire because they would cut out because hit these props here. It's a propeller. Same way that ball turret, you were firing straight forward by. And cut out on this antenna here, and it's about 6 or 8 inches your wing, your prop there. But you could fire them down like this and straight back, no trouble at all.
Forever.
Yeah.
Which position did you prefer, top turret or ball turret?
I guess I like the ball because you could sit down in there and you could rest yourself. But this thing here, you'd have to stand up on them old steel steps there, stirrups, you know. And boy, your feet, the balls of your feet would get so tired, even if you had big, thick socks on, GI shoes, and those big heavy boots. Still, you stand on that piece of metal there for 6 or 7 hours. Your bottom of your feet just get real tired, and your legs will get tired.
What sort of clothing did you wear?
Most of us wore long johns, you know, underwear.
You mean the electric clothing?
Then we had our heated suit on, blue heated suit on over that, then our GI pants and shirt. And the top turret and the ball turret, we couldn't wear a big heavy flight jacket, just didn't have enough room to move up and down and get around. So we just used our little A2 jacket, flight jacket, A2. Then our gloves. I tell you what stopped that frostbite was we got after that we got silk gloves from RAF. Little silk gloves, and silk glove on and regular fur glove. Hands on it, no trouble about it. Then our flying helmet.
It was leather, wasn't it?
Yes. Now the pilots and the navigator, bombardier, all the other boys, the radio operator here and the tail gunner, waist gunner, they wear those big fur jackets. Because they had plenty of room there. The tail boys, gunner, he had plenty of room back there.
On his knees, wasn't it?
Yeah, sit down on your knees. Yeah, that's pretty rough. The legs get real tired sitting down on your knees like that. On that old coal metal back there. The coal. It was the coal. That was what was so rough back. Well, this position here was open there. And these two waist positions was open. And that wind blowing through there and it 50 below zero. Until they put plexiglass up here and plexiglass here. When they did that, boy, it made a big difference. Big difference.
And what was your most exciting time in a turret, can you recall? I use the word exciting. I don't try to sensationalize it.
Well, I guess one time the German fighter came right up under us like that, and one of his 303 bullets went right through that round piece of plexiglass there in the front. It came right up there and hit the side of that sight there. It just went right by my ear there, hit the back of the turret there, and that bullet fell off of my lap, and I still got it. I got kind of excited about that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Is that the closest you ever came to being wounded?
Yeah.
Now, you have one confirmed kill. Can you just, if you don't mind?
A kill.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, I got a picture back here. Did I show you that picture of the keel there?
Don't think so.
This is 535th Bomb Squadron. After I got my commission, I went to 381st Bomb Group.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Now there's your airplane.
Spitfire.
Yeah, boy, that rolls things in there. Eileen's family had a picture of mother and father, just a little small picture like that. When they blew that thing up that big, well, I'll be there. There's that short smoke.
He just said the things that I never was important.
Yeah, boy, yeah, I wonder whatever happened to that short smoke. You ever see one of these? You want to have fun, this buddy of mine.
What was the worst damage you ever received?
Right here. Big hole right here. Black.
Black. That's an illustration of the actual damage you had.
Yeah, man, there's a hole there, you could walk through it.
How often did that occur?
We got that one time, and we got our horizontal stabilizer shot up. On the left-hand side here, quite a bit. We got quite a bit of flak down there.
Did you ever lose an engine?
No,
Oh,
no, never lost anything. We were lucky.
Well, yeah, the Lord was with you the whole way, wasn't you? Okay, about the kill mission. No, wait a minute. Disregard that. Memphis Belle. What was your relationship to the Belle? How long were you on it and so forth?
first got on it when went to Walla Walla, Washington, summer '42.
And you flew over the,
Went over
yes.
to England with them, and started flying all these missions with them.
I'd say you were with them up through Emden, weren't you? When you,
Yeah.
after that, you were, I guess, weren't with them.
Then after I got after I came out of the hospital, I got back. I flew the rest of them. Got most of these missions up my nose until my fingers got
In the which plane? The
Memphis Belle.
Memphis Belle. Just a few that you weren't in the Belle.
Yeah. 15. I went on 15 trips.
Okay, the Overkill apparently you weren't though. So here you were. The Belle wasn't on that one.
Yeah, I see that was.
She's
strong. There's quite a few missions there. Let's see.
she's 485. They're not listed here.
Yeah, here's the number.
Yeah.
124485.
Yeah, and she's.
Uh-huh.
So you can see the ones sure with Belle. See 480. Where is it? 485. Here's another 485. Hutton and Morgan. He's squadron commander, I guess. Morgan was going along as co-pilot that day. And 485 again. When it comes to kill, I'd imagine you were with Eller because of the claim. Yeah. And when the film was made, were you on that mission that the film was made?
I was with them quite a few missions when they made a lot of those pictures. And some they'd go with us and some they wouldn't. I think the 50 missions he would go on.
Yeah. I don't blame him. So you saw the filming of the Memphis Belle?
Quite a bit of it, yeah.
And you knew all these men
Oh, yeah.
personally?
Yeah. Yeah, I knew them all real well. This boy here, these two here, they went to Detroit with me and they landed up there. This was Evans' home up in Detroit. And they went to my uncle's house for the night. We made a lot of pictures of my uncle's house there in Detroit. I got a lot of pictures of my uncle.
This is on your way over?
He's from the office in New York. And Scott, he's from
It's Quinlan, all right?
Eugene Adkins. He's from, he's in Illinois. He went to work for Ford Motor Company after the war was over. He was an inspector up there. And they gave him 30 seconds to inspect the Ford truck. After he came off the 7 line, he was ready to hit, and he had died of a heart attack in 79. Tony Mastell, he lives in Tucson.
And he was the waste gunner. He was the washing machine repairman, wasn't he?
Yeah.
According to the film. I watched the film before I came over.
Morgan was what I asked. Connecticut. Lake Navigator was in Chicago. He crashed. He was on there coming in Los Angeles. Crashed. Storm. Killed his family.
So, Morgan still, does he still live in Asheville?
Yeah, he's a real estate man. So he used to own Morgan Manufacturing Company over there. Right out. And he was real estate.
Okay. Can you remember what plane Lieutenant Ehlers was? The nickname or anything?
No, I sure can't.
You know, one thing I found common, the first plane you're on, you remember, but then when you transfer out, you know, in replacement crews and so forth, you just don't have the same attachment, do you?
You just don't think much about it anymore. You just fly on this, fly on that one. Maybe keep up with them, that's it.
That's your mission to kill. It's unusually long, what, 9 hours.
I guess the thing I remember more about that mission than anything else is there was a bay out here. Here was the town of Kiel right here, and FW 190 factory there, and they let off smoke screens out through here, all down through the coast of that bay there, and that smoke was going this way. You could look out and see that smoke moving out, smoke screen, and see the boats going out there. A lot of boats. Man, they were just hightailing, getting out of the way there.
This turbine engine plant that you hit at Kiel, so what was that for? Did you know at the time?
It was for aircraft and Navy boats.
Navy boats.
Navy boats.
For U-boats, I imagine. I guess. I'm just guessing. Since U-boats that was your priority target at that time.
Yeah, good night.
About the Kiel, your one confirmed. Tell me about that.
He's coming in just like this right here.
Well, what position were you in?
I'm a volunteer.
Okay.
He's coming in. And Clement told me he was coming in 6 o'clock time. He went right down under us like this. And I turned my turret to the rear. And he was right up under us. So I poured it to him. And hit him.
FW 190, right?
He went down on the spin. Black smoke coming out of it.
Did you see a parachute?
Never did see a shoot, but he went straight on into the ground.
You could see from the ball turret what happened to
See
him.
what happened to him, but he went all the way in the ground. You see him explode down there.
Yeah. And when you got back, I imagine you went through the debriefing.
They had the formation. We showed them where we were in the formation, where the fighter was, where they went down. And the other crews would tell who was shooting, what they were shooting at. But there was we had a lot of fighter attacks that day. That whole tail end of that fire, 91st Group, they really hit us that day. We lost 24, I don't remember.
24.
Yeah. I don't know
From the
if
whole.
they give them another one out that day, but we had a lot of them. We had 4 wings out there.
That's full 1st Air Force, I guess. I mean, 1st Air Division.
Yeah.
What about the target? Do you remember?
Yeah, we hit the target real good. Yeah, we really hit that target good that day.
How long did the fighters stay with you?
Gosh, they stayed with us. That one bunch, they hit us, I bet you, 30 minutes. And after we bombed the target, just as we hit the coast, west coast of Germany, there's another bunch of them hit us. They really clobbered us in. And they're all the way, almost back to quite close to Dover there. Boy, I was stopping to see that. Like, we came right back too, right over like that to Dover. That was good to see.
You stayed with the water most of the time, though, I imagine, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, we went on up North Sea over the water and came in up north like this and came back down over. Straight out.
Then back out over the North Sea again.
North Sea again. Days when we hit that North Sea, boy, they hit us hard down there.
What kind of flak did you have?
Good, heavy flak. Real good, very accurate. You could walk on it, It's thick out there. Clouds burst like kind of float together.
Did you see any aircraft particularly go down that day?
Yeah, I saw 2 down below us. They given the bays of action. And one on top of it. Came right down on top of another one. Both of them went down.
Both of them went down in collision. In your group?
Yeah. Full first squadron.
What about shoots that day? Did you see any come out of there?
Yeah, quite There's quite a few shoots that day. But that's the story real good there. Did you read all that?
No, I haven't yet. I'm saving. I got the stuff from the Air Force. So that's the May 19th raid there. This was put out during the war, so I guess they had to keep the dates and so forth
July?
secret. Yeah. So that's about the time they'd be telling about it. Now after that, soon after that, you went over Bremen twice, and of course you had 13 other missions after you were commissioned. Did you fly regularly after you were commissioned, or just when you wanted to?
Just when I wanted to.
And you were at Schweinfurt.
That's the last.
That was your last mission.
About 450 bombers and about 300 fighters.
What do you remember most about Schweinfurt?
Really hit the target. We clobbered that ball bearing factory.
And where were you, in the ball turret during that one? Of course, you know you were in the lead squadron, weren't you? Target. And what were your duties after you were commissioned?
Teaching aero veterans to new bomber crews coming over. We lost 60 airplanes over the target day, over Schweinfurt that day, and 60 coming home.
And you left in August of 44, didn't you? Of all the missions you flew, which one do you remember the most?
This Keel raid and that St. Louis air raid. When they attacked through their own flak to hit us. We very seldom, we never did think they'd come through their own flak coming up to fight to make fighter tanks down, fighter attack. They did that day. They come right through it.
I guess it's memorable also because you got the confirmed kill.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine there are many others. I read accounts from other crews that they didn't want to go through the hassle of the confirmation debriefing. Is that true?
Yeah, it was a long, drawn-out thing, and you were tired and scared. They wanted to know so much about where this fighter came from and who was shooting at him. From other crew, everybody had to tell who was shooting at that fighter, so they could run away. If they really, then they'd send all that information to 1st Air Division headquarters. And they would go over all that information. Then maybe a month or so, information coming back where you even got the fighter or not. And they just didn't want to sit around there for an hour or two telling all the details about this. So you shot him down, and next mission you go on, he's right back up there again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say we shot down 30 German fighters today, or 20. You go on a mission back in the same area, there's them same down 20 air fighters back up after you again.
Yeah.
So they get tired. They get tired of it.
That's why the debriefing.
Yeah. Well, I guess they went into detail more about the flak and everything else. Well, flak, that's 88 gun.
When you flew your 25th mission, how did you feel?
I know I was tickled to death to get back on that ground. I mean, I was scared to death.
Because that was from Schweinfurt.
We lost half of the 91st group that day.
Yes.
Half of them went down. And I was just tickled to death. I was shaking all over. It took me a day or two to go. Scared to death. Couldn't sleep that night. And those medics there, they had all kinds of, same old kind of whiskey. But that's called Owen food. Strong whiskey I haven't tried to drink in my life.
They give it to you when you came back to calm you down.
Calm me down, give you all you want. But I'd take this, most of it, just take a little sip. Couldn't drink it, it's so strong. We'd go home, clean up, and 5 or 6 o'clock at night, we'd walk down to the local pub down there about a mile out from Bayside. He'd always still 10 o'clock. He'd still 11 or 12. And we'd all go back down, we'd go down there and drink mild bitter and get a stout. And they had a lot of scotch. Drank a lot of scotch, drank a lot of gin. Didn't drink a lot of gin. We wouldn't drink that old food. It was too strong. You pour it on the table. You'd take the varnish off the table.
Varnish off the table. And soon after, see, that was, now that was the October mission you went to Schweifer, right?
One in August, one in October.
And I guess October's the last one. Yeah.
They also hit Regensburg, you know, too.
Yeah, and, you know, LeMay and 3rd Air Division. Now, after you got out, what did you do the rest of your career? You were in 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm. I got out, I was on B-29s in Pueblo, Colorado. And I had,
well, what was your job after the war?
I was teaching gunnery out on B-29s out in Colorado. On B-29 crew. Then the war was over. They just disbanded everything. I had 60 days leave, and I got discharged and came home and stayed 60 days, and went back in and the master sergeant. We went up to Langland Field, but I didn't stay in a long lane because I ran into Colonel Ray. He was in personnel in Washington, Tennessee. I ran into him up there in operation. Well, we went around, talk. I told him I wasn't going to be 29. Like the next deal.
Mm-hmm.
He just wrote my name, serial number and everything. I said, transfer orders and food for you. Go back to the next deal. I said, yes, sir. He sent me back to the next deal. I got on B-29 crew down there. That was in 86, 87. And I went off to airplane engine mechanics school in Keesler Field. In the fall of 46, finished in May of 47. And just got back to the base and first sergeant said, Dean, you want to go to Merced, California with us? You're going to activate the old 91st Bomb Group here. And I said, Lord, at Merced, yeah, I'll go back to 91st. He said, go home, tell you what, get your stuff, ready to go. Get out. Went to Merced. I was crew chief out there on B-29.
Flying?
About 2 years. And I got recalled to active duty. And the war broke out in Korea. And went back to teaching gunnery. On B-29 crew, went to Okinawa during the Korean War. After the Korean War, though, they didn't have much arm and gunnery going on. I went back in aircraft maintenance. Another aircraft maintenance officer on 29.
Did you get your commission back somewhere here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a letdown, wasn't it,
Yeah.
to go from commission back to enlisted for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of them did it, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Because you just to stay in.
Yeah, stay. They'd give us all masters, though. Everybody, most of them I know, come back to master. Pilot, navigator. Then I got on B-50s and we went to England July 50, came back February 51. Went back to West Spring 52.
What were you carrying? Was this conventional weapons, or did you?
Oh, yeah, A-bomb.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, A-bomb for that. He took off.
go down that quickly with no reason.
They found out they never did tell them. Top off the crew too. Well, we stayed over there and came back and I went to Okinawa on 329.
Were you flying?
Yeah.
Did you fly any missions over Korea?
Stayed over there 9 months. Then came home. Got on B-36. Carswell's 11th bomb wing. Aircraft maintenance officer down there in the 42nd bomb before the 11th bomb wing. I'm on B-36, and then we got through the 36, and we got B-52s, and spring 1958, and I was on the B-52.
Maintenance officer.
Had 10 B-52s on take care of.
That's a squadron.
Mm-hmm.
B-52 then, yeah.
I stayed on those till I got out in first March. 62.
Oh, you've been out for a good long time then, haven't you? What, how'd you retire as a major? That's something else. Well, I think that, anything else you want to add?
No, now there's a date. Now we were in England.
Wound up there. Why did you join?
Just wanted to fly an aircraft and be an Air Force airman. I knew the war was coming.
Now, when did you join?
December 21st, 1940.
A whole year early.
I knew the war was coming. I wanted to be in there